Hello and welcome to another one of our podcasts looking at the world post-COVID-19 or indeed during COVID-19 as we're still here. Today I'm going to look at university towns around the UK and look at what impact COVID is having on them in terms of student numbers and what it really means to properties that are frequently rented out and generate significant yields for landlords around those university towns and cities in the UK. Well, it's been a really tough time for students in the last 6 months. Many who would normally be enjoying freshers weeks and getting stuck into meeting new people and enjoying their studies, I can say from personal experience, one of the best times of my life. I've had a pretty tough time. There's a few examples. My goddaughter, who's in Guildford, has not done a physical lecture yet this term. It's all on screen, sat in her student digs. My nephew in Leicester is locked down at the moment because one of his housemates got COVID, so he's on a 2-week quarantine. Not really what you expect when you go off to university, but I think students remain resilient. They're determined. They want to move away from home. They want to attend university, and in many ways, it's a rite of passage that many people have enjoyed and will continue to in the future, despite them having to do these hybrid classes. So what's been the impact in terms of student numbers? Well, according to the government in June 2020, the number of students deferring from attending university in September of this year was only slightly higher by 2% from 2019, which seems incredibly low to me, given that going to university at the moment doesn't sound a whole heap of fun. Most sources seem to point out that student numbers will return to normal or even be slightly higher in 2021-22. Of course, if there's a vaccine by then, that will help. But notwithstanding that, I think the numbers should return to some level of normality. So in all of this, we've been studying a few major cities that have got some of the best universities in the country. For those of you not familiar with the Russell Group, these are universities that are considered to be the best around the UK. These are universities like Birmingham, Cambridge, Nottingham, Newcastle, Leeds, Imperial College London, Exeter, Sheffield, Warwick, of course, which is very well known, particularly for business degrees. So these are the best universities, and as a result, highly sought after and have cities and towns that cater very much to students. Looking at a few of them, let's take Leeds. I say Leeds because right now IP Global is about to embark on another Leeds scheme, and we're keen to understand whether a lack of student numbers, if it happens, is going to impact our rentability of our various properties. Well, we have in Leeds 4 universities: University of Leeds, Leeds Beckett, Leeds Trinity and Leeds Art University. There's a 40% graduate retention rate. You can see then why Leeds would be a very popular place to attend as a student and indeed to invest in real estate. I mean, the whole Leeds investment story we've catalogued well over the last couple of years, but just the university numbers alone underpin what a great story it is. And as I say, I don't think we can see student numbers falling off. In fact, they should bounce back. Looking at Newcastle now, student resident population in Newcastle in 2020 is 42,000. That's incredible, 41% increase from 20 years ago. 2 new universities in Newcastle, Newcastle University and University of Northumbria. And the graduate retention rate there is 36%. Again, you see a lot more students staying in places like Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Newcastle, Leeds, because they can afford to live there after they graduate and get a job, which is very encouraging for the local economy and, of course, for property prices, rental yields and future buyers of property. Savills predicts the North East region will see price growth of 19.9% cumulatively over the next 5 years. So again, very encouraging stats there for that part of the country. You can't really underestimate the value of universities to a city, and it's the reason why so many of them try so hard to drive their numbers up and go on such huge marketing campaigns. Newcastle University is estimated to add about 1.1 billion to the Newcastle economy. I mean, that's huge. And again, the amount of funding the universities get and as I say, the impact they have locally is quite incredible. Newcastle also has a large overseas percentage of students, 25%. Again, very encouraging in terms of student numbers who will need to rent property because obviously they're not from the area. So we know that universities help underpin a lot of these cities. We know they drive up rental yields, and they also provide future young talent for the local economy, which is incredibly important when these cities graduate their students out, particularly ones now that are very big with business, technology. We talked about this when we talked about Glasgow a month or two ago. Then these students will stay around, get jobs, drive the economy, buy property, and a very vibrant source of future growth. I think we can say with confidence that despite the challenges that we are having at the moment, and that this generation of undergraduates are experiencing some really tough times, as many other people across the world are, that student university towns are here to stay and will continue to be very interesting places to invest our money and to visit. And I think, Newcastle, Leeds, Birmingham also, these are great cities to invest in the medium long term in their own right, and also because they host tens of thousands of students through their various universities. Personally, from an IP global perspective, we have a project in Newcastle very close to the city centre on the bank of the River Tyne. We have a project in Leeds, again, a very short walk from the city centre, and similarly in Birmingham, a 5-minute walk from the city centre. And these three cities, all big university cities, all have universities in and around the city centre. So, we will continue to invest in university towns, and we're very excited and look forward to seeing universities return to some level of normal life in the coming months. Thanks for listening. Take care as ever, stay safe, and we'll speak again soon.